Chat, a disclaimer for today's stream. There is a high possibility that things could go disastrously wrong today, and that my computer could just keep locking up and prevent me from getting anything done on air. I don't know, things have just been acting kind of funny. We'll get into it. Welcome to the show. It's called CORBIE. Hi, I'm John. I'm the creator of the comic book series Corinne Morgan CORBIE. The website for which you can see behind me, it's readcmc.com, and if you visit the website you can learn all about the world of CORBIE. You can check out the character profiles, you can learn about what we do here on stream during Club CORBIE, you can check out the merch store, you can sign up for the newsletter, the Birdy Bulletin, and if you go to the comics page, which I will right now, you can learn how you can read every issue so far of CORBIE now. In the original run there were 4 issues, which were available for free, but issue 1, in the initial edition, has been replaced now by the expanded and remastered edition, which is available to purchase on the Ko-fi merch store, through Ko-fi, through Gumroad, through Drive-Thru Comics, through Kobo, through Google Play, on Amazon, through your Kindle, and on Global Comics. And yeah, speaking of which, we announced yesterday, but it's live now. If you want to get 30% off your purchase of CORBIE, then head over to Global Comics. I will put the link in chat. There you go. To CORBIE on Global Comics. If you purchase it any time between now and midnight, I believe it is, PST, on 11:59 AM PST on Monday night. I'm trying to make sure I get my details straight. On Monday night, before it's took a midnight on Monday, if you purchase CORBIE issue 1 from Global Comics, you will get 30% off. It is the biggest discount that we've offered on the comics since it came out. So do check that out if you're interested. You're not going to get a better deal on CORBIE issue 1, certainly this year, right? So good to not good to. Yeah, and with that, I think that just about covers it for our emotional spiel today. Maybe just crack into things. So, John, why is your page pink? That doesn't usually happen. Okay, I'll explain what my process is here today. So I merged. I don't usually do this. I merged the new art, the new line art, with the old elements, which I don't usually do this at this stage. I'm trying to keep the number of layers on the page here in Krita to a minimum. So we have Sadie's color elements there on one layer, and the other characters in the backgrounds and things are on separate layers as well. So right now we're just going through the page and we're trying to recolor everything and adjust the old color layer so that it matches up. Now, one of the problems I was having was that instinctively in Krita, I want to go in and just use the erase tool to clean up the canvas, and when I'm doing that, I'm actually unwittingly creating holes in the page because line art is merged, right? So it's complicated. Let me see if I can show you. If I switch all the layers off, this might make more sense. John, it's very important that you are able to articulate yourself and what you're trying to say effectively on stream. Okay, right, so this is the page as is. All the line art has the white backing to it. It's all just one single element. There's no transparencies or anything here. Not on this page anyway. In order to add color elements to it, we switch on Sadie's colors. can't see anything. But if we change this to change the top layer, the line art layer, to multiply, suddenly her colours appear, right? It's one way of having the line art superimposed over the colours. It's not always how I do things, but it's one way of doing things. I just realised this hand is not coloured correctly. So what I'm going to do though is, if I switch the pink back on, it helps me to pick up on any gaps that I wouldn't see normally, because those areas are in white, right? And it makes any elements of the page that would be easy to miss otherwise pop out. So at this stage in the colouring process, it's a useful way of picking up on things. Here's an example, this little white area at the bottom of Sadie's wrist. If I didn't have the pink layer I should say the pink layer underlying it, I wouldn't see that, but now I can go with the erase tool and get rid of that. For these areas here, you can see the canvas showing through here. When you get these little pink spots. That's what the purpose is of putting on the pink over the colours just now. And it's only temporary, it's just to help us in this regard. Another little spot up here. I hope you're having a good day, chat. I have been... I'm trying to power through, right? Today has just been like, it was one of those days where it's like you wake up and it's like it's grey and it's wet and it's miserable outside and it's like you don't feel like doing much of anything. So it's really, I feel like it's almost taken me until now, almost 7 PM to get going, to get anything done, but I had to say, I decided that it's going to be like, pull yourself together, John, and go and do the stream. It was one of those days where it's like, I almost thought I should have just called today's stream off. But I thought, no, I'll fight through it. And I will probably, you know, be in a better headspace when I come out of the stream, just for having done it and having gotten something, yeah, something I can check off my list, right? To say, well, we did Club Corbie today. And I got a little bit of colouring work done on stream. You might have noticed that we have not progressed much from last night because I decided last night I was going to set my art duties aside for the evening and go and work on writing stuff instead. I did say last night on last night's show that what I wanted to do was try and get back into the swing of things writing wise. I don't, like I said last night, I don't get to do the writing side of Corbie nearly as much. It's not as, it doesn't take up nearly as much of my time. It's like I can write historically I can write a script for an issue of Corbie in a couple of days and then spend the next few months drawing it. So and it's frustrating because I love doing the writing too. Why has my model stopped working? Move, John. Hold on a sec. I am still here. Okay. Right, we should be back. Okay? Yeah, there we go. I cannot stand that. We eventually, when we switched over to the PNG Tuber model, we're using PNG Tuber Plus to power the whole thing. And we had like some initial teething problems with it, but most of the time it works now, right? It's just that very occasionally it will lock up and I'll have to go and kill the program and you know, relaunch it again. So, right. What was I talking about? Yeah, we were talking about I don't get to do vetting duties on Kirby very often. It's like a tiny percentage of my hours are spent on that side of things, sadly. And some people would say, John, you'd be better off just hire an artist. And then just focus on doing the script yourself, right? But I like both sides of it, and maybe that's one of the things that really draws me to comics, is you get to do both. But yeah, last night I decided that I was going to really try and lock in sort of like the road ahead as far as future issues of Kirby goes, because I know what issue 5 and 6 are going to be like once we get done with the remasters. The scripts for issues 5 and 6 are done. But there were so many other ideas that I have floating around, and I didn't know what was coming after issues 5 and 6. And I decided it was really about time for me to solidify what happens after that and figure out the direction that I want to go in with the comic. And so that was what I was trying to do last night. And I didn't actually, it wasn't very productive in terms of getting much on paper. But I don't know, it was like at one point it was like me just digging out, I found a notice board, got a bunch of post-it notes, and just started to assign ideas for issues 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And of course I can't give the game away about what's happening that far ahead yet, right? But I don't know, it feels good to at least start thinking about that kind of stuff again. And to be handling a different aspect of the series besides, you know, the drawing side. And the marketing side, which I have to do every day, it feels like, and it's like the marketing side of things just burns me out. And having to be active on social media and things. I love doing the streaming here, but having to post everywhere and keep all the different channels active, that's the stuff that really I just find exhausting. Again, at this stage, we don't need the colours that we're laying down to be perfect. It's mostly just about covering ground. We can go back and refine everything a bit more afterwards. It's about trying to sort of fix up the old colour layers from the original issue. And just get everything to the point where it sort of aligns correctly with the new art. Okay, if we move on to the uniform. At this point things are really getting messy. So we've got to clean it up. I did do a little bit of prep on this page before we started the stream today. Just to spare you from having to look at the art as it was, because it was really not much to look at. At least now we've kind of cleared down some of the really messy stuff. Okay, how are we doing? We're not going to be on. We're not going to do one of our super long streams tonight. We're only doing an hour. I feel like that's about mentally as much as I can manage tonight, so it's just the standard hour-long stream, you know. And also, I've been dragging my heels today with everything else I need to do, so about an hour of me is about as much as I can possibly give you today, I think. Okay, it's starting to look a lot more solid. We still have some messy areas down here to fix up. Did I turn off this heater? I don't see any lights on it. Ah, no, it wasn't turned off. I mean, it had powered itself off automatically. It wasn't off. Come on, what am I made of money? Yeah, that's off now. We talked a couple of, I guess it must have been a week or two ago now that we talked about me setting up. I hung up a curtain in the studio to prevent cold air from circulating coming in from the adjacent room. And I guess the curtain must work because it's definitely a lot cozier in here than it is in the room next door, but I still need the heater on too. I need to, I'm in a routine now where when we start it, I can't speak, when we start the stream, when we go live, that's when I switch the heater on, just to really get cozy in here when we're starting up, you know. Okay, I think for now that'll do as far as Sadie goes. We can so for this Sadie goes, we'll move on to the next panel with her, which is, oh my gosh. Okay, so this one's gonna need a bit of cleaning up, right? What you're looking at is the old colours, of course, from the original version of the art overlaid on the new art. So let's see how quickly we can reshape it and get it looking right. Actually, we'll start with the face. We're just gonna we need to take the new skin tone, because we determined on the previous stream that for some reason the skin tone is like super, for Sadie in the old comic, it's like super pale to the point where it just comes off, it looks like just pure white on the page. So we're using a different shade here. We're just going to wipe out all these space details. We'll put everything back in. She looked like she'd been hit with Homer's makeup gun invention from The Simpsons. Right, let's get in and do some of these finer details here. And we can still keep a little bit of the shading in just now, but don't want to worry about that too much. As long as we just have the main flat colours where they need to be, we can come back and adjust the shaded areas later on. Obviously right away the face is looking a lot more coherent, I suppose you could say. A hairstyle mess, of course. Okay, so far on stream tonight, no technical problems. That's pretty good at least. We've been going for half an hour. So I'm surprised. I really thought the computer was going to lock up a lot more. That's certainly what was happening before the stream started. And now we can really start to cover a lot more ground a lot more quickly. You might have noticed. I just take the pen up here. Just to really clean up all these spots. It's much easier when you're not dealing with areas that have a lot of intricate details, like when I was doing this sort of the intersection between the hair and the face. I need to take a lot more care in terms of where I'm applying the new colours, but up here we can just take the hair colour and just apply it generously. Okay, so we've got like the main skin tone applied and the hair. Now we can go in and fix up parts of the uniform. Actually, we need to fix up areas of the neck first, and then we'll move on to the uniform. Chat, I think once we zoom out here, you're really going to start to see the work that we've put in on this particular panel take shape. And that kind of looks so messy anymore. There you go, that's a huge change from where we were at before we fixed it up, right? We still have some elements to add in, obviously. Specifically the eyes. Oh, we can do the eyebrows as well while we're here. I think. Yeah, now you can actually sort of see beginnings of the colours for this panel take shape. There's still like little more refined areas that we need to add and more shading. I might actually do a fair amount of shading on this particular panel, in fact, just to really, because obviously this is Sadie at like her most unhinged, her most sort of like terrifying, I suppose. Definitely terrifying if you're the person that she's protesting against, the person who's in her way. I did set a couple of areas there, but yeah, we'll add some more shading just to really emphasize that this is like the dark side of her character in a way that we're seeing here. But that'll do for that one. Now the next one, what you're going to notice on the next panel is, how long have we got left? We can still do about another 20 minutes, okay. On the next panel, you can actually see from the positioning of the old colours versus the new line art that I've adjusted Sadie's, where she is relative, her relative positioning sort of on the panel has moved to the left slightly. So what we're really doing here is we're relocating the colours. But we still need to redo it because obviously it's not just the simple move the colours on the canvas sort of thing. It's the art has been completely redone. So same thing again, we're going to take the pen and just sort of start to get the colours in place, right? In fact, I'll go over the top of the hair here. Because I'm just gonna redo the hair entirely as well. We'll add the new skin tone first. I ended up completely redoing this hand. Actually, I redid the whole character really from the original art, but I think I need to go in and just make a little tweak to this hand. It's one of these things where Sadie's actually quite tiny on the page here. I'm gonna go in and just move out the hand a little bit there. There you go. Just a tiny little tweak. To round out like the bottom of the hand there. And then we'll come back. Start fixing up the hair. Really one of the first things we can do. Start to erase the area around the outside. I think it's a good idea sort of for your own mental sort of headspace when you're taking a project like this and recoloring old art or something like that. I don't know how many people would ever actually be in a position where they would need to do something like this, but say for the sake of argument that you had a 5-year-old comic book like I do that you have to go back and redo, and you're redoing all the old art, and you still have the underlying, you know, old elements, the old color elements like this. Or maybe there's just a similar project. It's really, that's a very hyper-specific problem to have, right? But you're cleaning up old art and you're trying to make the colors align to the new line art in any given hypothetical situation that you might be in like that. I think it's a good idea to just be able to like take the areas outlining it like that and just clean them off, clean them out, you know, just erase them so that you're just dealing with the inner areas where you're actually going to apply the colours. Again, a very specific issue, not a common one I'm sure, but these are the challenges that we're facing as we continue in our journey of remaking this old issue of the comic. And again, we can keep going, we can just erase down the side here. And we're not losing anything of value by doing this, or nothing that we can't recreate. Right. Let's start from there. Just take the lasso tool. Cut off. Yeah, again, we're just cutting away at the old colours. So that everything that's a hard word to say, adheres to. That everything adheres to Sadie's new line art in terms of the shape of it, right? And obviously it's still a big mess, but you know how this goes by now. You take the old colours and use them as a base and redo everything. Okay, again. And clear that off too. that still gives us enough to work with, but that we can use this as a base. But yeah, Sadie's line art here got completely redone, and it's somewhat faithful in style to the original in terms of her pose and all that kind of stuff. But I did make a few adjustments, like her stance is kind of, she has a wider stance here than she did in the original art. The anatomy is just a little bit better, I think. It's not a huge deal because, again, she's a tiny element. You know, she's actually standing in the background here, really. And Karina's in the foreground, and it's just one little aspect of one panel of it. But again, I like to do the best I can when I'm taking on a project like this. Like, I really want to, if I'm going to go back and fix everything up, as I'm always saying, if I'm going to go back and fix everything up, I want to do the best job that I can and really bring a bit of polish to the work and make it worth your while to read it, you know, and make it worth your while to go out and purchase this, so that you feel like you're getting your money's worth. Okay, hold on, I've got to go fix a little area here in the original line art. A little bit of the hair was just some overlapping sort of lines that shouldn't be there. But okay, back to the colour. Oh wow. I didn't realise how much time had passed. We are approaching the end of the stream. Okay, we're definitely not going to get this last appearance of Sadie. We're not going to be able to completely fix up her colours on stream tonight, I don't think. Well, I don't know, maybe we've got like another... We can go for another 10 minutes, right? And maybe, see how much we can do. Okay, chat, and I'm not talking very much tonight. I always feel bad when I'm not able to like keep up the chatter at the stream. Sometimes, of course, you do end up just getting focused on you're focusing on the actual work that you're doing. And it can be difficult sometimes to just juggle a couple of different tasks at once. Okay, yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to get this particular illustration of Sadie done on stream tonight, I don't think, but we've made some progress at least in terms of getting her fixed up. Go in and add the tights, and after that we're going to wrap things up. Right. What are we doing? Yeah, we still have some details to add in. Oh, there's a big chunk of the blazer even missing here. We can fix that. Right away. A few issues here and there, a few little things that we still need to correct, but we're making progress anyway. I would really like to get all the elements. I'd really like to get the colouring for this page done by tomorrow, because I think we started this page on last week's stream, on the Saturday stream, and I'm really trying to cut down the amount of time we spend on each page. We could turn that pink layer off now as well, at least for the moment. So we still need to do, if I add back in the background colours, we could start to get a feel for how the final page is going to look, and there's no point in adding in the elements with Corinne's colours as well, because they're going to be a complete mess at this stage. You can sort of start to get an idea for how the page is going to look, and obviously after this we still have to do lettering as well. And this is only page, what, 8? We've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to do of the old pages, and then we're going to start on the new pages. Oh, I forgot about that actually. Yeah, I've got to do, we started the stream out with me talking about doing, I wanted to do more writing, and it's like, well, what a shame it is I never get to write more, and it's like, actually I've got to come up with like 90 pages of script content for this, for the new version of issue 2 before it's done. So there's that too. We're going to be back tomorrow evening, about 6 PM UK time. That's the plan anyway. I'm never quite on time, but I was a bit closer tonight. We're going to keep going. Hopefully by the time I see you next, I will have completed colours for this page. I'm going to endeavour to do that, and I'll show you on the next edition of the show what the final page looks like, right? Assuming I do get it done. Then we're going to move on to issue 7. we're going to move on to page 9 of issue 2. There, I got it right. And then the process starts all over again, I suppose, doesn't it? It's like we fix up the art, and then we do the colours, and then eventually it all starts to come together. So, yeah, that's the plan, really. Is there anything else I need to tell you about? I do need to tell you about the Black Friday sale again. I did mention it at the top of the show. I'll mention it again now before we sign off. Through until the end of Cyber Monday, you can get 30% off the first issue of Kirby, the remastered edition. And find out what all of this is in aid of and what it is that I'm striving to do here, what the point of it all is. A lot of work went into the first issue of Kirby issue 1, believe me. So I'm really hoping that people are going to pick it up with the Cyber Monday offer. Kirby's not the only comic that is going to be running as part of that promotion. I think they're going to be doing some activity on Global Comics to promote a bunch of titles that are taking part in the event. So hopefully it's going to bring in some new readers. You never really know for sure, but fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow evening. We'll catch up, and hopefully the weather's going to be better tomorrow as well. I think today's been in the last like 2 or 3 days have just been it's like this sort of grey miserable weather is not helping my seasonal depression. Not one bit. I would just like I want to have like one nice day where the sun comes out and I can get outside for a bit and it's not too windy or rainy or anything like that, and I can just go for a walk, right? Just get out and stretch my legs a bit and get some vitamin D. It would be nice. So I got to be ready when that happens as well, so that I can stop what I'm doing and say, okay, now's the time to get outside while the weather's good. But I think it's supposed to the storms we've been having, the winds and all that kind of stuff. I think it's supposed to ease off early tomorrow morning, so maybe tomorrow I can get outside for a bit. Anyway, right, I'm babbling now. Thank you so much for joining me on Twitch or on YouTube, wherever you're watching. I do appreciate people popping by to join me for these streams and being part of the show. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next edition of Club Kirby.